Welcome along, fellow time travelers and strange historians. Today is October 10th, 2024, and I am in the River Arts District in Asheville, North Carolina, where, as you will see, they have been dealing with quite a bit of damage, and it's going to take a long time to recover. My channel is perfectly poised to be able to cover something like this, considering the fact that I and you are interested in historic places and buildings and architecture and history. And so I kind of need your help here. I do not live in Asheville, but I have friends and family here, and I come here quite a bit. And so what I would like to do, which I don't think anybody else is doing, but if they are, I think that's cool. I'm here now, and I'm going to be recording quite a bit of the damage that they have been dealing with, and I'm going to continue coming here over the course of time. So throughout the month and throughout the year, I'm going to sometimes walk to the same places and show you the same things as they evolve over time. And so you see it now, and you'll see as they put it all back together. And my hope is that in the future, when it's all put together again, perhaps you'll come out here and visit and support these businesses. For those who don't know, the River Arts District in Asheville, North Carolina, is a vibrant and creative hub. It's got a unique history, it's got this great architectural transformation, it's got a dynamic art scene. It's located along the, and don't giggle, even though I usually do, the French Broad River. All right, go ahead and giggle. The French Broad River. You know I think that's funny. Anyway, it was once an industrial area filled with warehouses and mills and factories. And the buildings have been repurposed. In the 1980s and 1990s, when artists were looking for affordable studio spaces, and they began to move into the abandoned industrial buildings. And so you had these large open spaces of the old factories and warehouses, and they were ideal for creating art studios and galleries. Many of the buildings retained their original industrial character with exposed brick and steel beams and large windows, which provided excellent natural light. Perfect for artists, right? And some structures like the Riverside Mill and the Cotton Mill Studios, they showcase historical architecture adapted for modern use, while of course maintaining their rustic charms. But yeah, in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, this area, now known as the River Arts District, was home to bustling industries. You had tanneries and cotton mills and train depot. The railroad, in fact, was essential to its growth, with Asheville being a significant hub for manufacturing and distribution. But by the mid-20th century, as industries began to decline, many of the factories and warehouses in the district were abandoned, and the neighborhood fell into a state of disrepair for several decades, becoming a largely forgotten part of Asheville. So the reason the police are here is there are people looting. Who would do that? The reason that I didn't get as much shooting done today as I had hoped is while I was in that building, a gentleman was in there, and I asked him if he needed any help. I've done that a lot, and usually people say, no, thanks anyway. Now this guy, which is fine, he said, yeah, I need some help. So I put my camera away, I went back to my car, went back to where he was, and I helped him load some cabinets up into a truck. Business belongs to a friend of his, and he's helping her salvage what can be salvaged. So I spent a bit of time doing that, which I was happy to do. Oh, it's a mess. It's a mess. If you've ever been here, kindly let me know in the comments below. It's an apocalypse. It really is. This is the worst nightmare. The people that own the places. I wasn't going to go into places, and I'm still kind of not, but everything's been pretty much cleared away, so nothing to mess with. Sad, huh? Kind of sad. It'll be rebuilt. Take a while. But it's like World War III, right? Like one day everybody was here, the next day everybody's gone. Look at all this metal wrapped around, all the debris around the trees. I've said this before, I'm going to say it for every video. Do not come here. This is the job of people to clean up. And every once in a while, maybe some historian coming here to document things. Both, in my opinion, are equally important. But it's dangerous. And for crying out loud, don't take anything. That's crazy. People have lost enough. And it's not like what you steal won't be replaced by insurance, but it's like you need to add to somebody's misery. You got to add to people's loss of faith in humanity by taking stuff. Who raised you? That's like the type of people that go on Twitter and insult people. Who raised you? Does that? Now, if they're a public figure, a politician, whatever, okay. You get people on Twitter acting like teenage girls, all snippy. I was just here. This was a cool place. Actually, I've got photos, maybe even some video that I shot. It was cold. I think I was here in January in this particular area. Look at this. Crazy. Well, I have no idea if Tim Pool will ever see this video or not, but Tim, if you are watching, I walked all this way so you could see the skate park. I really did. I'm like, I don't think anybody want to see the skate park. I'm like, oh, Tim Pool probably wants to see the skate park. So if you know Tim Pool, Tim, if you're watching, send me a message. Well, I'm the only person to document this skate park. It's kind of cool, right? Look at this. Got. Should we go through there? Why not? I act like a child. There we are. Oh, you think that was easy? That wasn't as easy as it looked. Alright, maybe it was. This might have to be a video all on its own. Let me tell you, they should clean this up. Not much to clean up, but as soon as possible. So, get some activity back in the area, as long as it's safe, But yeah, it's a skate park, got some ramps. Nothing too crazy, but something. Well, I already walked the back way. I'm going to come back to this area maybe twice a month or once a month until it's back in order, so you guys can see the progress. How's that sound? Show you what's to my left in a second. I guess this is the sort of stuff people would loot. I don't know, take some statuary. Seems like a horrible thing to do, but so this used to be filled with all sorts of cool stuff to buy to decorate your home. This roof was not prepared for this storm, that's for sure. I'll walk past that, but let me show you this collapsed entire wall. Okay. Crazy, huh? By the way, this is only a portion of this area. I'll come back in a day or two and get a lot more. As you can see, it's late in the day, which, by the way, is a good time to shoot. It's cooler out. And if only you knew how much effort I put in my videos to avoid my shadow. You gotta admit, you see it walk into it, all of a sudden you see some guy's shadow, and you're like, oh, look at the hat. It's a cool hat. Or whatever it is you might say. It's a distraction. So I try not to have my shadow in it, you know? Seems reasonable. How much does this suck? Poor cars, huh? Wow. That's a lot of damage. I don't care how good you are at auto body. You ain't fixing that. Did you ever see Fast Times at Ridgemont High? And Spicoli crashed the car? My father. It's a set of tools. Can't fix this with tools. I've not seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High in forever. Every character in Fast Times was great, though. Everyone loves Spicoli, of course, but lots of classic lines. Look how the soil dissipated. Wow. You know, Florida at the time of this recording is dealing with a lot also. Florida's got a lot of laws for building things. But here we are in Asheville, and we've got buildings, late 1800s, early 1900s. They don't expect to deal with something like this, you know? That's the river over there. You want to see it? Look at this big crater. The ground just sort of disappeared. You can see the water pipes. Same as that. So there's the guilty party. Freaking river. As Spicoli would say, "Hey bud, what's your problem?" Alright, I don't want to make light of this. But no, Fast Times Ridgemont High. Fast Times at Ridgemont High kick right now. Put that in my mind. I shot another video you might want to watch where I walked that way, closer to the building. Got to about here and then turned around. So this is the view, obviously, from the street. Do you think I'm right to have PTSD about having my car towed? I mean, this entire walk, I gotta be honest with you, I'm sitting around thinking about my car being towed. Because tow truck drivers are such fucking assholes. I mean, not the ones that help you, But it's just like, what kind of mindset do you have that you know you're like really messing up somebody's life? I mean, you come out, your car's gone, right? Your car. It's like, what the hell's my car? And then you got to pay a crazy amount to get it back, as if it costs so much money. You'll have to tow your car away. You know, $275, $325. You know, they give us some number like that, like you're in freaking Target. Wow, it's not even $350. Oh, well, I'll pay that. All right, getting close. This is a nightmare. All the businesses in here, these poor people, and their customers. And you know, this is October 10th, 2024. The holidays right around the corner, right? People start doing their holiday shopping soon. It's not happening this year. And sure, insurance can reimburse you for your loss, right? However that's calculated. Very rarely in your favor. My experience with insurance agents. But what do you do about the profit that you would have made that you'll never see? Once again, this is a small segment that I've shown you, and it's taken me hours to be here just to do this. I mean, granted, I took a break to help that gentleman, which I was happy to do, but there's a lot more to show. A lot more. So if you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments below. Feel free to leave a super thanks. You can do that. You can become a member of my channel. You can join me on Patreon. And you could go to campfireshop.com and buy candles that a very good friend of mine makes. She's in the business of making the most awesome candles the world has ever known. I know there's people listening that make candles and you think, no, my candles are better. Alright, that makes you feel better to think that. Go ahead. I'm sure your candles are pretty good, but they're not like mine. The ones that we sell at campfireshop.com. So buy some candles, it really helps. Actually, I don't make any money off it, I give it to her. I'm kidding, I make 10 cents. Now, listen, honestly, if you become a member of my channel, if you join me on Patreon, if you leave a super thanks, if you make a donation, if you buy items, including candles, herbal supplements, teas, and more, it actually helps me because I gotta put gas in the car, I gotta do all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna start, over the course of the year, I'll probably be coming out even more often, especially as things come together, because I want to encourage you to support these businesses. It's a nightmare. It's a horrible thing that's happened. And everybody has their role, something that they can do to ease the misery of what's happened here and elsewhere, by the way, everybody who's been affected by this particular storm. So do what you can to help. Until next time, I wish you safe travels on all of your journeys.